Noah Cyrus, first of all, we saw you yesterday. You were incredible.
Thank you.
Performing with Max. And before we talk about that, we like to do a little first impressions here, okay?
Okay.
So just by looking at us, will you pick one of those and answer that question?
Our producer.
What?
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
So it's a question about us.
It won't get you in trouble.
I,
Yeah.
I don't think so. But you'd be
And if it
surprised
does, you can pick another one. So this is the cup of first impressions. So you can read it into the mic and then go ahead and
Alright.
see who you think.
Which one has only had sex with a woman in the last 12 years?
the same woman,
One
one woman.
for 12 years.
Wait.
Just by looking
One
at
of
it.
us
Which
has only
one
had
has
sex
had
with-
sex with one woman in the last 12 years?
Yeah, which one do you think could only get one woman?
Is this true or false?
It's a true
truth,
story,
it's a
actually.
truth,
One
yeah.
of us has only had sex with one woman in 12 years.
Don't worry, our feelings don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Is it Scotty
Hey,
or
look
is
at
it
the
Bret?
judgment going on in your face. Go ahead.
So what are you looking at right now?
Yeah.
Are you what,
I don't know.
yeah, what are you trying to figure out?
I'm trying to figure out who's going to be less hurt by my...
Oh, we won't be hurt
no,
by it.
neither of us will be hurt. And I don't know, by saying that this person only had sex with one woman, is that a mean thing?
I'm going to go with Bret.
That is correct.
So you think you can't get more than one woman? Is it?
You think, yeah. You think,
I'm just guessing.
is that what you were thinking?
Oh my gosh,
truth
I got
is-
set up.
The truth is, he's high school sweethearts with his wife.
Yeah.
So that's. It
So
was,
I've actually
it
been with my
wasn't a
wife for
trap.
12 years. And so she's the only person I've
Wait,
had
whoa,
sex with.
whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought this question was who has not had sex in 12 years.
That's even better.
Thanks, so.
That's even
No,
better.
that's why I thought it was going to be mean, so I just guessed.
So
I didn't think
By
you
look-
haven't gone
No,
late
no.
in 12 years, but that's what I...
You thought I hadn't
That's
gotten
what
laid in
I
12
thought.
years.
No, that's what I thought the question was.
I don't know. Is that
No.
what marriage is like?
No, it's not marriage. It's like, I'm having sex all the time, people. I'm
No,
like,
too
I'm like
much.
the sex guy. You look at me and people are just like, oh, that guy.
I see 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, that's exactly what my sex life is like.
That's what
Actually,
I thought.
They consulted me on the book. They're like, man, how do you do it? And then I was like, well, okay, well,
Man.
start writing.
They get me on the show and all I do is insult. I'm sorry.
But now you gave him a red room, so that's something. Now you can write a.
Yes.
Now she's gonna write the soundtrack for the next 50 Shades of Grey featuring Bret. It's gonna
I
be
think
fantastic.
they're over, unfortunately.
Well, no.
It's a
you-
dream of mine, though, to
50 Shades of
Have
Grey.
a red room or?
to do a song in 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, well, we just need to
That
do
ship
it.
has sailed.
We need a new story about somebody who has lots of sex, and I think you found the guy. Just
this-
right in my life.
Is this allowed on the radio?
Listen, a lot of the stuff we do is not allowed.
So the very first
Yeah.
interview was the question came up: is this allowed on the radio?
Yeah.
We're crushing this, the
Yeah.
old backstage
they're,
thing.
They're definitely going to ask us back next
Yeah.
year. They'll ask you back there. Okay, so let's talk about the song. Let's talk
Okay.
about you and Max. 'Cause
Okay.
Max is one of our favorite people that
Just
we've met.
slid in my DMs, by the way.
Yeah.
I
He
swear
did?
to God.
He slid in yours too?
He slid
What a
in
whore.
See,
He slid in my DMs
yeah,
too.
he's like, man, it was so good to see you. I'm like, you don't even remember me, man.
Oh,
But
my God.
you guys up on stage yesterday, fantastic together.
Thank you.
I do think he's one of the most talented. I'm glad that you
Me
guys
too.
hooked up for Team.
Me too.
And so how did you guys hook up for that song? Where did that come from?
I wrote the song a couple of months ago, and we were at South by Southwest. South by South.
Yeah.
South by Southwest.
That's what happens at South by Southwest.
Yes. And we were sitting in the kitchen table in the Airbnb, and we were playing blackjack. And all of a sudden, the conversation of next singles came out, and who I wanted to feature on it, and all this stuff. And it was kind of a debate of, are we going to do a feature, or are we not? And I was like, well, it's going to be a ballad. It's going to be Team, so maybe we have Max on it, because he has just that perfect, smooth ballad vocal. And that was why I was
You just
like,
called
let's
him and
go
said,
for
hey,
Max.
we're doing this.
Yeah, I
That's
reached
awesome.
out to Max. I texted him, and I sent him the song, and I was like, let me know if you want to do it.
Slid in
and
the DMs and told him, hey,
slid
let's
in
do this song
But
together.
we've known each other forever, so
awesome.
yeah.
It's a cool collaboration, but I like the story behind it. You said you wrote it about your boyfriend when you got into like a big fight with him, and I think it's like the ultimate like. Sometimes I don't like you when I'm in a fight, but you're always like I'm always your teammate, and
Yeah.
I always love you, and I'm always going to be there for you. But sometimes you just get in fights, and sometimes you don't want you to forget that you're my teammate.
I definitely wrote it, for someone extremely special to me, but also I think it works in every aspect of life. Like my mom and I are teammates, and we don't like each other all the time.
Yeah.
We get into arguments, and my best friend and I are teammates, and we get into arguments. I mean, we literally just got tattoos that say 07 because that's the year we met, but
that's
like we've had many falling out, so like I just think that that's what comes with a teammate. You win some, you lose some, and the Lakers still play with each other and everybody's still on each other's
That's
team.
usually
and everything.
the best relationships is you can have these really
Absolutely.
serious fights because you can be completely candid with one another.
Absolutely.
And then also, completely make up and be
Yeah.
super passionate about
You
one
go to
another.
hell back with somebody. It's a special
Absolutely.
relationship. I love that. And yesterday you said something too when you were talking to all the radio people in the room. You're like, thank you for not seeing me as just a last name. And I think that's such an important thing because it can hinder a lot of people, when they and it can go, well, where's my individuality? But you seem to find that.
Yeah.
You find that path.
I've always had that. Even before I put music out, I was always separate and always separated myself because I knew that that's just who I wanted to be as a person. I wanted to be that separate thing.
It hit home with me too because I don't know, it was super special to me because I've always felt like I've lived in I'm the younger, and my brother, I always felt like I lived in my brother's shadow. Like everywhere I went, I was like, you're Bo's brother. I'm like, well, no, I'm Bret, and I'm a completely different person. Yeah. And so it really hit home with me too. I was like, I feel like I can relate to that. It always kind of was hard for me.
It sucks and it's annoying, but whatever.
What's next?
I have a project coming soon that I'm not supposed to talk about, but it's definitely coming very, very soon. And
How soon?
Not,
Can you talk about that?
Not so soon, but soon.
Collabos, things like that?
Yeah, lots of collabs and a short body of work
Awesome.
that I'm excited to put out. So
Well, we're excited for you, and we're
Thank you.
excited about Team. Great song.
Thank
Love
you
it,
so
and we
much.
love it. It's Noah CYRUS live backstage at the Billboard Music Awards.